What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fanatically Speaking. I'm Kent.
I'm LogOff. I'm the LogOff legend. And we're here to say everything that every fan is thinking, but louder and probably a little crazier. Get ready. This is Fanatically Speaking with Kent and LogOff. You know what's funny? Like, I'm not a social media hater. I'm a social media hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that I get on the internet and start hating people on social media. That's not what I do.
The first half was absolutely horrible. You know, just inept offense, inept defense, special teams, you name it.
I'm going to turn into Oprah. Why were you so angry?
He sucks this season. This game, whatever's going on, right? And the very next pitch, guess what they do? They double homer, and he's like, "Told you, Dad. Why are you always knocking down people?"
You got the highs and the lows.
Yeah, so I do that.
You need the highs and the lows, and
so I do that. Yeah, but
I'm trying to be the voice of reason here.
I am what I am. All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fanatically Speaking. I am Kent, your co-host and promoter.
I am LogOff, the LogOff legend, hater of social media. I am very angry. I am the co-host and producer of the show.
Yes, and today's episode, we're going to get into the NFL playoffs. They are beginning this weekend, and then we're going to touch all over the coaches. We're going to hit on that, you know, they got fired.
So. Hey, yo. You're going to touch all over the coaches. Oh, I'm with you. Yeah, man. No Diddy. Inside show.
No Deshaun Watson. No Deshaun Watson.
No. Oh no. Hey, no. Oh my God.
Justin Tucker.
No Justin Tucker either. No Justin Tucker. We did a show. I screwed up the recording. We made some of this stuff is actually better because we actually got some answers of what was going to take place. But that's why I'm angry. But I'm just going to take my anger out on these picks and the teams that I don't like, and some of the stuff on some of these coaches too. So let's let it rip. Where do you want to start, man? We got a full playoff slate. We know all of the matchups. We know all the seedings. Where do you want to go first?
Well, let's lay it out. We're going to do this weekend. Just the
correct.
Just the wild card round. So I'd like to start with the easiest game to pick, in my eyes, and that's
let's go.
Los Angeles Rams and the Carolina Panthers.
Okay,
we got the 5-seed Rams and the 4-seed Panthers. This, of course, is because the Panthers won the very competitive NFC South. There was a
very competitive.
Yeah, well, hey, it was a 3-way tie for first place. So knock it all you want. They did win with the losing record. And another conversation for another day is, you know, losing records winning your division. I mean, winning your division, get a higher seed than other teams. My only thing to that is, if you take that away, then what's the point of having divisions? So,
exactly.
Anyways,
I don't want to listen to people complain. Yeah, I don't want to listen to people complain because the Rams, you know, won so many games, but they got to go on the road. Suck it up, Buttercup. You should have won your division like the Panthers did.
You should have won your division. That is correct.
Should have won your division. So you said this one is kind of the easiest. I would love to hear why.
I just we've talked about this before. I think you know I'm a big fan of the Rams. I do think they're, you know, you got your probably MVP quarterback. You got your, again, MVP quarterback and Super Bowl winning quarterback, Super Bowl winning head coach. Coach McVay has been to the Super Bowl twice. I think they've got a lot of good things on offense and defense. It's a good mix. Now, are they the best defense? No. Are they the best offense? No. But I think they got a good mix. So I do like the Rams. They did play the Panthers earlier. And it was a kind of a rainy day that day. Saturday, this coming Saturday when they play, it's a 70% chance of rain. I didn't get into a whole lot of details on the weather. So weather-wise, that's where I give the Panthers a fighting chance. I give them another chance because they're at home. But I think experience is going to matter, and I think the Rams are going to get it going. And there's a reason why, Kittle for the Niners was pulling for the Cardinals to beat the Rams because they wanted to come to Carolina. They didn't want, everybody was wanting to play that NFC South or whoever, right? Could have been the Bucks. But yeah, I'm going with the Rams. And I don't think that the Panthers can beat them twice. I think the first time they had a hell of a day. They turned over Stafford. Bryce Young made plays. I don't think it can happen again. So I am picking the Los Angeles Rams to win this game.
All right. I'm going to disagree. I think the Panthers have, you say, a fighting chance. The advantages that you mentioned that the Panthers have, they're pretty big advantages, dude. To be able to play at home, and I know NFL teams travel a lot, and the only time teams really seem to complain about travel is when they got to go overseas to London, or Mexico City or whatever.
Right.
But the Rams got to travel all the way across the country, come over here and play in Charlotte. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is the weather. I'm not really gonna read too much into it, although that in itself does play into the Panthers' advantage too, because their run game is phenomenal. Their run game is really good and really strong, and that's what you're going to have to do. Where you mentioned the Rams, Stafford's been fantastic. He probably will win the MVP. But having to throw the ball to be able to put points up is going to be at a disadvantage for him having to play in the rain. That's point number 2. Point number 3, you kind of glossed over the fact that the Panthers already beat him once. That's a huge mental block where it's almost as if they want to kind of get like some get back where they want to, I'll show you guys that it was a fluke. And one of those touchdowns that the Panthers scored was a defensive touchdown. So it's not all of those points didn't come from the offense.
True.
But they have the ability to do what they did to the Rams again. And if they did it again, it wouldn't be shocking. It was shocking the first time. But if they do the exact, if it's a mid-20, low-30 point scoring game, and the Panthers go out and win, I don't care how it is, even if it's with a field goal at the end, even if it's with some errant fumble or pick six or whatever, you're not going to be shocked at what took place on that field.
Okay, so all I'm going to say to come back at you about the Panthers-Rams is that we saw what they did in the weather in Tampa last week. So, again, I think weather plays a part on both teams. I think the Panthers can compete, as I said, as long as they're not trying to run flea flickers from the 20, things like that, then I think they'll be okay. But I still pick the Rams.
Okay, no, and it's fine. Like I said, if I think if either team wins, I don't think the world would be shocked because we've seen the Panthers do it already. It was shocking to see it the first time. You beat the same team twice, and it just so happens to be in your building on during playoff season. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised. I like the Panthers' chances. I'm gonna pick the Panthers. I think they have a legitimate shot to do it, and I don't think anybody is. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, they shouldn't be shocked. But if anybody's going to be shocked, it's going to be the Rams on that field. So let's see.
I don't know, man. I mean, they had the lowest chance to get to the Super Bowl. Not saying
I just need them to win this game. They're hosting. They're hosting a playoff game here for the first time in a decade. I'm gonna give them the credit that they've earned as a home playoff team.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Cam Newton ain't walking through that door.
Superman ain't ripping open that shirt. He's not changing in that phone
the Panthers
booth.
Got the boy wonder. So
hold on. And actually, it's funny you said that. Before we move on, I'm going to ask you this: if you had to bet whether or not Cam is there live at the game. Yes or no?
I don't think so.
There's obviously buzz that the fans want him there. They've made no effort to do anything with Cam since he, air quote, retired, because he hasn't officially said the words and put in the paperwork. So it would be great for him to be there. I think that could get the crowd pumped up. I think Panthers, they need to make it happen. That would be amazing.
I think Cam should. I agree with you. I think Cam should be there too, and it would be awesome to see him.
I say that, but,
you know, it's just wishful.
Yeah, but I say that because if the fans want him, like I know he's got issues or whatever with the Panthers, and they haven't reached out and things like that. But the fans want him there, so Cam, you know, wear a big, colorful hat.
Yeah, we'll see.
And bang the drum.
Yeah, let's do it. Next game, next matchup. Where you want to go?
All right, so the next game, let's switch over to the AFC. Let's just go back and forth. How's that?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go to my next, what I think is again an easier pick, and I'm gonna go to the 7-seeded Chargers going to the 2-seeded New England Patriots.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I know what's going to take place here. Go ahead and let the Chargers have it. I'm pretty sure there's one person who you've got in your crosshairs right now. Go ahead and take them out.
I got a few guys in my crosshairs for these playoffs.
No, but this guy for sure. You about to take his head off. Go ahead and snipe him.
But I'm gonna go. I am definitely gonna go with the Patriots to win this game. As I've said to you, and I've probably said it on here. I think Justin Herbert is the most overrated player in the league.
Said it on here. You said it on here like 3 or 4 times.
Well, I can't remember.
No.
I'm getting old.
No,
I'm gonna go with the.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots. They're up there tied with the Broncos for best record. They just end up being the 2 seed in the AFC, best record in the AFC, and they're rolling. I don't really have a lot of faith in Herbert. The Chargers, I think that the offensive line, they've got injuries, issues. I don't think they're quite there yet. I think they're some pieces away. That defense, they do play hard. They do get turnovers. That could be something. Drake May, first time in the playoffs. But again, I'm going with the home team on this one. And I'm going to go with the coach who's been there before. He's led a team to the AFC Championship when he was with the Titans. I think the Patriots and the crowd will be ready to, again, have a meaningful playoff game. So, yeah, I am definitely going with the Patriots to beat the Chargers.
Okay. I am going to agree with you. Honestly, for a lot of the same reasons that I think the Panthers could beat the Rams. So the Chargers have to travel all the way to New England to play the Patriots at home. Okay? The Patriots are a consistent, well-balanced team. They are balanced all across the board. They can do everything. Their wide receivers can catch. They run great routes. Their running game is strong. Their offensive line is good. Their defensive line is good. Their special teams is good. You mentioned Vrabel having a coaching advantage. It's always going to play to your benefit in the playoffs. This is a little kind of out of sequence for the traditional Patriots that we know. Usually they get a first round bye when they had Tom Brady, but this is a nice warm up game for them. They've been great all year. They don't have a ton of weaknesses other than the fact that their quarterback is young and inexperienced, which may come into play. But I think all the other pieces, all the other pieces around them and all the other parts of that team would be enough. And we've seen this before. and we could talk about Tom Brady's first 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots. He did not play that great throughout those first 3 playoffs. He was not the Tom Brady that we saw, throwing for 450 yards a game versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl. He had to evolve into that. And the Patriots as an organization have always done a great job at kind of uplifting their talent and supporting them as best as they can to be able to win games in the postseason. And I think that the Patriots do this easily. I don't have a lot to say about the Chargers. I think a lot of their wins, especially over the last 2 to 3 years with Herbert, have been a little fugazi. And we've seen them have flashes where they can do things that are fancy and impress people. But it's not going to happen this weekend, man. It's the Patriots all the way. And, I got to pick them too.
Yeah, and since the NFL is not going to deal with the Patriots' felonies, then they're good for the moment. So,
yeah. And by the way, and just to kind of keep the theme going, I'll go ahead and ask you this right now: yes or no? What are the chances that Cam Newton shows up to the Patriots game?
Hey,
I don't think so.
hey, don't knock Cam and the Patriots, man. They did okay. They did
all right. He had his moments.
He didn't have a lot to work with. Let's be honest. I'm going to just say that. And I was actually looking at stats today randomly, and it was pretty impressive. He had 12 rushing touchdowns that year with New England. So
yeah, no, he did okay, man. Like I said, I mean, he was still physically, athletically. His arm may have been gone, but I mean, he's still as big as he is. I mean, you see him on ESPN wearing those goofy ass hats.
For sure. Yeah. But no, he will not be there.
No. Where you want to go next?
All right, let's go back to the NFC and a good old rival.
Good old division rival?
Good old rivalry game. Good old division rival. Rival.
Yeah.
One of the oldest in the league. The 7-seed Green Bay Packers going to the 2-seeded Chicago Bears. They've played twice already. They split. The Bears looked shaky at the end of the season, right? Losing to the Niners, losing to the Lions. I am going with the Packers in this game.
Really? Okay.
And
wow. Elaborate, man. Wow, I was not expecting that. What do you got?
So I'm gonna go with experience.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that. They don't care that this is a right. They don't care. They played in Chicago. They lost the game to Chicago, kind of in a fluky way. Love got hurt in that game with a concussion. It took the Bears to do an onside kick and miracle throws, catches, all these things. So again, I'm going with experience. Jordan Love, this team, even without Micah Parsons, I think can go in and beat an unexperienced in the playoffs Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams is definitely the future. And they definitely battle. Let's not get it twisted. They've lost some games recently, but they battled. But they kind of faltered, right? Like the Eagles gifted them the 2 seed. So, the Packers though, I don't think they care about this, that they got to go on the road. I think it works in their favor that they get to play a team that they know. And again, I'm going to take the experience of LaFleur and Love and the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. I don't want to be the guy that dismisses or diminishes the experience of coaches in the postseason, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes a team is just better. And I know you said that the Bears kind of, stuttered, stumbled their way, to the 2 seed at the end of the season. And you mentioned, their loss to the 49ers, their loss to the Lions. Those are good teams. You mentioned that they split with the Packers. The Packers are a good team. And they didn't look incompetent in any of those games. They have the ability to be able to score with anybody. And I don't want to just be the person that's leaning on, the home advantage. But it's been a while since Chicago's had a home playoff game. And on top of that, the I like their chances to beat a division team at home in the playoffs. I'm gonna go with Chicago. I'm gonna take the Bears.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like
That's cool.
I feel like I have to. Yeah, I feel like I have to.
I get it. And so I think I know that the Steelers play also this weekend. I think they play Monday. So the Bears' daddy could be at that game to help cheer on the Packers, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he could be.
Every pick, we're just going to name somebody to come bang the drum or support.
Yeah, bang the drum or show up. Yeah, no, listen, man. I don't know, man. I like the Packers. We talked about it. I like the Packers, especially after the Micah Parsons trade. The injury to him was terrible, and I think he would really. If Micah Parsons was on that other side, dude, I'd probably pick the Packers too. But
the Packers. Yeah, the Packers might not be the 7 seed if Micah Parsons is still playing.
Exactly my point.
And Love doesn't get a concussion. So I think the Packers are better than the 7 seed. They've been a little inconsistent this year, but again, I go with my gut. I just go, some of these picks, I do like the new teams and the new coaches, and some of them I like the experience. So, like I said, I'm going with Packers. You're going with Bears. We split on this one, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back to the AFC, and I mentioned his name. I said his name, so here he's going to appear. Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers, the 4 seed. They are going to host the 5-seeded Houston Texans.
Okay, so my question for you with this matchup is, we saw the way the Steelers got into the playoffs. With the Ravens missing a kick. You saw how that offense was able to still put up 20-plus points without DK Metcalf, who will be back, who will be returning, who's had, a couple weeks off after, hitting fans in the stands. I'm very curious about this particular matchup because this in itself is another home game for the Steelers.
So, yeah, that game was crazy. That Steelers Ravens was wild. Credit to the Steelers for figuring out a way. Rodgers finding some magic. He's just not going to have the magic against the Houston Texans defense. I am going Houston Texans. They are going to get after it. They are going to get after Aaron Rodgers, and they come out winning.
Okay. I'm an Aaron Rodgers hater. I hadn't liked the dude in years.
Yes, you are.
I can admit that. I will admit that he has impressed me this season at his ability to remain upright long enough to win the games that he needed to win the division. I'm going to give him credit for that. But I agree with you. I think that the honeymoon comes to an end. I think it comes to an end, and I think it being a big game, I think it becomes the Texans coming out party. It's the Monday night game, on ESPN, and I mean I can't remember the last like huge playoff game that the Texans have had. This is one that everyone's going to have eyes on. They gave it the marquee spot, and I think for a good reason. And I think it's their coming out party. And all they got to do is start touching up Aaron Rodgers early. Get him shook in that pocket. He did a lot of scrambling around against Baltimore. We know their defense had been up and down all year. But I think they're going to touch him up and get him to make some risky throws. I think he has a couple of turnovers, maybe a strip sack fumble, maybe an interception, and the Texans get out early, and to their benefit, if they could go up double digits in the first, 1.5 quarters and make the Steelers one-dimensional where they can't run the ball, and he has to force passes and he's got to throw passes to DK Metcalf, like I can see it being a really, really early night and getting ugly and have the Texans blow them out. So I agree with you. We'll see how it goes. It's a hell of a Monday night matchup, man. The NFL know what the hell they're doing when it comes to setting these schedules. That's a game that everybody's going to have eyes on. We know the Steelers are super popular, but yeah, I got the Texans in that one as well.
Yeah. All right. So we agree. So let's. I got nothing else on that. Like I just think Aaron Rodgers can barely move around, and the Texans, I think, are going to get after him. All right, so let's go to the other side, back to the NFC, and I just put this off because we are Eagle fans. So the Eagles are the 3 seed hosting the 6-seeded San Francisco 49ers. A lot like we've talked about, and you mentioned these teams having to go across the country. They got to come all the way to Philly. The Eagles are really good at home under Sirianni in the playoffs. Really good at home in recent years in the playoffs, as far as we can remember.
Yeah.
San Francisco has a really good offense at times against certain teams. Just depends on the week. Their defense is okay. They lost guys in free agency. They got injuries. Obviously, Bosa, Fred Warner, they're out. I think they just lost someone else. I can't think of the name, but either way. So it's a really interesting matchup in that sense because you've got the good offense of San Francisco against a really good defense in Philadelphia, and you've got a not so good defense in San Francisco going against a not so good offense in Philadelphia, which is kind of weird to say. I think I sent out a graphic. This week to you showing the Eagles somehow under this horrible offense, got 2,000-yard receivers. Jalen Hurts, record for touchdown passes this season. Goddard, record for touchdowns for a tight end in Eagles history this season. Saquon still got 1,000 yards. But yet that offense still seems off, still seems like, something is not right. So ultimately my pick is the Eagles. I'm going to go with the defense. At home defense, and I think they're going to get after Purdy. McCaffrey will be a problem. I think Kittle will still be a problem. But at the end of the day, I think the defense, you saw what a good defense can do to Purdy with Seattle, and I think the Eagles are their defense is up there. And I'm not being biased. They're up there with Seattle and Denver and anyone else in the league. And so I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. I'll be transparent. I want to say I think it's been over a week ago. I texted you directly. No group chat, no podcast talk, just directly. I told you this was a matchup nightmare for the Eagles. This was the one team I did not want them to play in the first round. I would have rather seen them, closer to the NFC Championship game. It's a matchup nightmare. And it's because everywhere where they're strong is where the Eagles are weak. And primarily I'm talking about Christian McCaffrey. He has had an amazing year. In our now lost audio, I have McCaffrey as like my MVP candidate. He's been incredible. And he carried that team throughout the ups and downs throughout the year, just being consistent and playing in all the games and, avoiding injuries. And I think he's going to give the biggest matchup problem. But when you look at the matchup on paper, team by team, you could talk about maybe San Francisco's offense is better statistically, but when you go player for player, it's the Eagles. Quarterback, advantage. Wide receiver, advantage. Running back, advantage. And defensive line, advantage. Offensive line, advantage. All of that stuff goes to the Eagles. And that's where I have to lean on them to be able to do the things that they need to do to win the game. I think the unfortunate thing about this game, and it's just a gut feeling, man. And you mentioned it earlier. Some of this is just kind of you just going on your gut. For me, I think this game is gonna be won or lost on one big play. And I trust the Eagles to make that play. Whether it's a huge sack that's right on time, whether it's an interception, whether it's a kick return for a touchdown, whether it's Cooper DeJean, going out of his mind. I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be one major play that swings the pendulum for the Eagles to be able to win this game at home. But I still hold firm. I do think it's going to be close. I do think that the 49ers are a terrible matchup for the Eagles, and I mean that. I've told you I fear them, but I gotta go with our guys. We've got the experience. We've done this 2 years in a row. Let's see what you guys can do. You guys rested this past week, fresh legs. Go out there, execute, get the things done that you need to get done to be able to win the game.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, they're rested, so they should be ready. Lane Johnson's coming back. Nakobe Dean, I think, should be back. So, again, they're going to be full force, where, again, the Niners are not. So that's where, the only thing that can hold the team down is play calling and coaching. So that's the only thing that scares me is Kevin Patullo. And
I'm not going to give you that.
You can give me that, but I'm not going to go on a rant. I'm just going to say that again, play calling is a problem, whether they're playing their starters or their backups. It continues to be a problem. We shall see if they get it figured out against San Francisco, they don't get after the quarterback, right? I think they have 17 sacks this year. And I mentioned all the injuries. So again, this is a game.
Woof.
This is a game that this offense, which we've seen explode and play well at times, this is a game that they can do that. This is a defense that they can do that. So we shall see. But again, I am still picking the Philadelphia Eagles. So,
I understand what you're saying about the play calling. Yeah, hold on. I understand what you're saying about the play calling.
Yeah,
and I'll just say this: if there's a lull in the play calling, I think those responsibilities are taken from Patullo at halftime, at the end of a quarter, and Sirianni's like, no, dude, I got this. I don't think that they're gonna allow. I don't think they're gonna allow that to take place in that building. No, with the play calling, I think if it gets out of hand, if it's not going well, I think those responsibilities are stripped, and they're not gonna squander. Especially with all the criticism that's been going around about the play calling, everyone has been saying it, including you. I don't think that they're going to allow that, to take place, in a game like this with everybody watching. I don't think they're going to let it happen. So I hope that, it's something that doesn't come into play. But I think this is where the guys go all out. They've got nothing to lose at this point. You open up the playbook. You let Brown go crazy. You let Smith go crazy. You let Saquon go crazy, and let them make those big plays that picks up chunks of yards at a time, get in the scoring range, and put some points on the board. And I think that's what they'll do. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, we'll see. They got to score more than 20 points. So,
and I think they will.
All right. So we agree they're going to win. All right, one more to go
they
for
better.
this. One more to go for this wildcard weekend. Back to the AFC, and we got the 6-seeded Buffalo Bills visiting the 3-seeded Jacksonville Jaguars. I want to say that I've been watching a lot of stuff, this week and especially today, and a lot of people are getting on that Jacksonville Jaguars bandwagon. They're really rolling with this team, and for good reason. Like, their defense is solid. Their offense is putting up what? I know recently like 30-some points a game. They went into Denver, beat Denver. But the Buffalo Bills have Josh Allen, who you deem the greatest quarterback in the league.
He is.
And
he is. Right now,
and
yes.
And it's going to be brought. It's been brought up. You know, he's got I think it's like 7 playoff wins. Never made it to the Super Bowl. Always gets knocked out by somebody, right? Before he gets there in the AFC playoffs. Mainly Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Well, this year Mahomes is not here. Chiefs are not here. Joe Burrow and the Bengals are not here. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are not here. One of his toughest opponents in the playoffs. And this is one of those gut feelings of, now I may change my mind if they pull it off this weekend, but I'm thinking that Josh Allen has even though they're 6 seed, he still has the easiest path he's ever had. Outside of being on the road, competition-wise, I think his path of those nemesis.
Nemesis.
Yes, nemesis. So I'm picking the Buffalo Bills to go into Jacksonville, win. Weather will not be an issue unless it's pouring down rain. They're going to be in Florida. Josh Allen, I think, will ball out. Again, experience, things like that come into play. I know Trevor Lawrence has been in the playoffs before and had a huge comeback against that good old Justin Herbert. And so, but yeah, I do. I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills. At times you don't know what you've got with them, but as we've talked about all year, that's really almost everybody outside of maybe a few teams. So, yeah, I'm going with another road team upset, and I'm going with Buffalo Bills.
All right. Shout out to Mina Kimes, who's awesome. She said something for years, and she says that quarterback wins and head-to-heads are not a stat. And she's right. This isn't Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence to me. This is the Bills versus the Jaguars. So I understand that, the starting quarterback for the other team is Trevor Lawrence, and we may look at him sideways, and I do think Josh Allen is better, and I do think he's a better quarterback. But Trevor Lawrence has had a hell of a year, man. And the only thing that kind of gives me pause about the Jaguars is the games that they've lost this season. All of them hurt. Like it's some I'm looking at the losses they had. They lost, a nail biter to the Bengals early in the season. They lost a horrible game to the Seahawks. They lost it 20-12. Okay, bad loss. Lost to the Rams 35-7. And then they lost a nail biter to the Texans, 36-29. Like those are bad losses to me because if their team is good enough, I feel like they would have been more competitive in those games. And while I wanted to, my theme has been, home teams hosting games, especially teams that have won their divisions, and the Jaguars have done that. I don't think that the Bills have enough magic on that roster outside of Josh Allen to do anything miraculous if the Jaguars get up on that ass early. He's going to have to be we've seen him go into superhero mode a couple of times this season already in a few games. And he's not going to have enough. He doesn't have the talent that he's had in previous postseasons to be able to pull something like that off by himself. And it's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt me to take Jacksonville in this game. But I think I think this is a L that Josh Allen is gonna have to wear. I'm gonna take the Jags, man. I'm not hopping on the bandwagon. I do think Josh Allen, and the one thing I will give Josh Allen credit for is even in his playoff losses, he balls out. That dude puts up the numbers. He does what he can. He plays hard. He gets those first downs. He shrugs off those hits. He makes those throws. I just don't think it's gonna be enough. So I'm gonna take the young team, man. I'm gonna take the Jags at home to beat the Bills, man.
This game was actually the one that I had the hardest.
It's a coin
time
flip,
picking.
isn't it?
I really had a hard time because again the Jags are they've played really well this year, up and coming. 4-13 to 13-4. Again, hosting all that fun stuff. But I think me and you had conversations about Josh Allen and we've talked about this. I know it's always the quarterback versus quarterback, but that's just the way the media and everybody puts it. I get it. Obviously, the team has to play, but I always say this about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. He does have some help. Again, James Cook is a top rusher in the league. He's got some great tight ends. They have a really good offense that they run for the team that they have, right? Coaching matters. Do you hear that, Nick Sirianni? Coaching matters. So Joe Brady, he gets what he gets out of this offense. So the defense, they have holes. But at times, like Sean McDermott is a defensive coach. That defense is normally ready. And a lot of these playoff games we've seen in the past, win or lose, have been shootouts. And I see this game being a shootout. And again, I'm going to go with the reigning, defending MVP, Josh Allen. And like I said, that's just a feeling, a gut feeling, and we'll see next week. And so I'm giving him his chance. He's got a path. All the other teams that hold him back are out. So I'm giving him a shot at least for one week.
I hear what you're saying. Looking at these AFC teams, I'm looking at so many teams that I feel are better than the Bills. And the strange thing is the team that I think that's actually the weakest, that I think they have the best chance to beat, is actually the 1 seed, the Broncos. Believe it or not. But I do.
Wow.
But I think the Jags.
Well, yeah, Patriots will be.
Patriots are
will
a
be a
tough
tough
one. I think the Chargers would be a tough matchup for them. I think the Texans would be a tough matchup for them.
We don't have to worry about the Chargers.
No, I mean we can say that. No, but I'm just saying I'm looking at all the other teams.
I got you.
And I just feel like everybody else outside of the Broncos and the Steelers, I feel like they'll kick the Bills' ass. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going with my gut on this one too. I'm taking the Jags, dude.
Okay. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
Jags.
Okay. I think for the most part we agree on most of these picks. Differ on about
and
three.
like you said, it's close.
So,
like it's close on what we're gonna do.
So we're split.
Yeah.
Yeah, we agree on 3. We disagree on 3. I like it. So it's gonna be a fun weekend. Can't wait. I'm glad the Eagles play on Sunday. I got things to do on Saturday, so that's beside the point. But yeah, man. So we will do this again for each round in the playoffs this year. So just get ready for each episode each week as a playoff preview prediction for each round.
From week to week, we'll know who's playing who played well, if there's some injuries, whatever. We'll be able to put all of those things into account. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yep.
And I went ahead and finalized everything, man. I will be on my way to Philly. I will be there for the game.
Nice.
So I hope that
you'll be at the game.
I haven't secured my ticket yet, but I will be. But I will be in Philadelphia for sure. And if I can snatch a ticket for a decent enough price, I will be in the building. But The energy that city has is unreal. I hope that they deliver, man.
I will attempt to win the lottery to join you there, but we shall see. That probably won't happen.
Yeah.
So one day.
One day for sure.
All right. Yeah, one day. All right. So that is another episode of Fanatically Speaking. Again, I am Kent, the co-host and promoter.
I'm LogOff, the LogOff legend, hater of social media. I am the co-host and producer of the show. Again, thanks for listening to Fanatically Speaking. This is our NFL postseason preview episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see how wrong we are or how right we are. And the beauty of it is,
That's right.
3-3, worst case scenario. One of us is going to be right, with 3 of the picks. So
Be 500.
yeah, we'll see. I'll take 500. Follow us on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and the podcast is available anywhere you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify. I'm sorry, Amazon, iHeartRadio, anywhere you find podcasts, that's where you can find us.
Go on YouTube and listen. Yeah, we're everywhere. Again,
I always forget YouTube. Damn it, I always forget YouTube.
Like us, follow us, comment, subscribe, share. Really like and share and listen. I really like those. Or listen and share. Those are even better.
Yeah, all of those.
Yeah, listen to us and then tell a friend. And tap that app.
Yeah.
Like I said, just get on your phone and tap that app.
Tap that app. Tap that app. Hit like. Hit share.
Whatever that. That's right.
Yeah. That's it for me, man.
Yep, I'm good. That's another one.
That's it. How much time you got?
At 47.
No. How much time you got? You said you had to go.
Hold on. Let me stop this. I'm going to stop this one.
Go ahead. You good.